Hi everyone, welcome back to the Student Pages Spotlight series. I'm your host Izzy, and today we're joined by the amazingly talented Shao Hao. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. So to kick us off, I just wanted to congratulate you on your new release of your single Where Is My Home?
Thank you.
No problem. So how has your latest music developed you personally as an artist, and what was the inspiration behind your music and this song?
So, my music was really inspired by my journey, like when I came to UK when I was 17. So, Where's My Home is almost like a love letter that I wrote for my younger self. At the time, I was going through a lot of, self-doubt about my identity, about my home, because as a 17 years old immigrant who first came to UK, my English was not even fluent. So even just like since then, my first few years living in the UK, that's always a question in my head, like, where is my home? And then so through this song, I was almost kind of wanting to tell that younger 17 years old Shao Hao that actually everything's gonna be okay, and just believe in yourself and just be the best version of yourself, and also trying to deliver this message of to all the younger people nowadays that even though that you feel different, and maybe just because of the way you look, your accent, or just feeling different in a group of friends, that actually it doesn't matter, just be the best version of yourself. And also we need to support each other, make our society kind of more inclusive. And the theme of the song Where's My Home basically is just kind of delivering this message that home is not just a location, it's actually the feeling of belonging, and it's the people and the people we love to make us feel like home. So,
It's a very beautiful story. Yeah, I really like that. And I
yeah.
love the song. It's great. It's great. So I just wanted to ask you, following on from that, how did you get into the music industry to begin with?
When I was about 23, I was studying in the music college in London. It's called Institute of Contemporary Music Performance. And while I was there, some of my classmates, they were in this kind of emerging artist program at the Run House. So they recommended me. So I took a look and I joined. And then I also entered an audition for the resident artist program at the Run House. They took about only 10 artists per year. So luckily, I passed the audition, and then I got selected as one of their resident artists. So through that, I was able to write my first few original songs, and also recorded the songs at the Run House Studios. A lot of equipments were donated from Abbey Road Studio as well. So it's a really great, like almost like I think it's a charity program that they have to
Mm.
support young artists who are under 25, and also especially people with, less privileged backgrounds, or someone who is more diverse. And so I had a lot of support from that. And then one of my original song, which I submitted to international Mandarin Pop songwriting competition, and which I won. So that's how I got signed to a publishing deal with a major, they probably one of the biggest record label in East Asia. And then, yeah, and then just, in the past 10 years, I was able to write a lot of number 1 hit for all the mega superstars in East Asia, and also some of the most popular Netflix series over there, and also movies and TVs as well.
Yeah, really exciting stuff. And so I'm really interested. I love Brit-Pop as well, so I'm really interested with how you've combined K-pop and Brit-Pop together. Could you tell us a little bit more about like what drew you to doing that? Because I think that's a really like exciting genre.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, it came so naturally because that's actually, part of my identity, because I lived half of my life in the UK, and also half of my life was in China. And
Hmm.
me growing up in China, K-pop was already huge over there. I was hugely influenced by that as a kid. And then coming to UK, Brit-Pop is everywhere. I love Gorillaz, Blur when I was a teenager. And then growing up, I started listening to Adele, Luis Capaldi, Sam Smith, all these ballads as well. I think as a songwriter, both kind of East and West influences, they became my kind of identity, music identity and identity as well. So
Hmm.
actually, a lot of these songs that I wrote or that I'm planning to release for my EPs, they were just written in the past few years that they just came so naturally, which was part of my identity. So, and it's luckily that that K-pop now has become so kind of well known in the West, and people, especially younger people, are really loving this genre right now. So to me, it's also a very lucky and fortunate thing, and I think it's great timing for me as well as I'm trying to kind of coming out as an artist. So I think, yeah, this kind of fusion to me is really just, I think, part of my authenticity, and they just came naturally. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's great. And so, as you mentioned, you've written some songs for like some really massive artists, like including Stefanie Sun with like a #1 across 4 different countries, which is like absolutely huge. As well as you work with like the Taiwanese rock duo Power Station, and
Mm-hmm.
that's like all really exciting things, and that's just to name a few. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
what has been your key inspiration behind your lyrics, and like, where do you see yourself with this maybe in 18 months?
I think the key inspirations behind this, I think, basically they are just my life stories and also the kind of stories that I absorb from people around me. And then I think a lot of it is about me looking for belonging and also kind of trying to heal myself because I think everyone have their kind of, traumas or kind of insecurities. So I talk a lot about that in my music and my lyrics. They just connect so nicely with all the audience around the world. And I think everyone needs to kind of have this kind of message from the artist saying that everything's going to be okay and you can just be the best version of yourself. And my main inspiration is that I want to use music to heal people and I want people to feel healed after they listen to my songs. So that's kind of my main goal when I write a song.
Yeah, that's really beautiful as well. I like that because a lot of people definitely find comfort in music, and so I think that's really great. And like going off the like talking about what inspires you, is there any people in your life who you feel like who have inspired you to kind of strive to be where you are now?
I think definitely. For example, I think my father, he grew up in a rural side of China, and back then for him, China was still a developing country. The economy was not great, and then he kind of started from nowhere, but he was working really, really hard, and I think now he's very, very successful in his, work in his business, and he was able to support me coming to UK at a young age to study. So I really kind of admire his kind of determination and his drive. So that also become kind of part of. I think I learned so much from that. So that gave me the drive and determination to kind of strive to become successful in the music business, which is super competitive and
Mhm.
I remember when I was first signed to the Taiwanese label HIM, the first 3 years I didn't really had any cuts, but I just continued writing every week. And I think it's not until I have written my almost, I think, 150 demos, I had my first cut. And but that went straight into the #1 album in China. So I think as long as you have this determination and this kind of drive and just never give up and you can get somewhere and just believe in yourself, I think.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because, like you mentioned, it's a very competitive industry to be in. And while
Mm.
it's great because there's, like you mentioned, like your dad has been such an inspiration for you, there's also a lot of like hateful aspects in it all. And so I was wondering if you could share with us if there's been any times where you feel like you've really struggled because obviously it's been such a journey to get where you are. Has there been any times you've struggled with anxiety and any like mental health issues on your journey?
Yes, I think definitely, especially during the COVID.
Mm,
To me, I struggled a lot during that time. I was, not able to travel because a lot of my work were in Taiwan. I was hoping to go there and actually starting my career as an artist at the time. So everything just got, paused and cancelled eventually because of the COVID. So I just had to kind of keep my feet down when was in the UK and keep on writing music. Although I was not able to, kind of launch myself as an artist at the time, but because I was writing so much that kind of, bring me where I am today, that I had so many number 1 songs, number 1 hit songs in East Asia. So yeah, and also at the time, I think definitely I was using writing as a therapy to kind of comfort myself and express my emotions. Another really big part of struggle for me is that I am actually in the autism spectrum, so I have a mild high function autism that comes with ADHD. So since I was a kid, I think communication with other people is always been very difficult, and a lot of time I also couldn't read between the lines. So music became my way of expressing my emotions and connecting with others. So I think, to me, I think music really saved me in a way that it became my kind of way of communication to other people. And that became my unique talent, and that made me successful as who I am today. And I know there are many other autistic people out there who are just like me. They also have their unique talent. So I think they just need to believe in their talents and really kind of work on what they're good at and just believe in themselves, and they can be really, really successful one day, I'm sure.
yeah, that's really lovely. And so would you say that like with all of this and like obviously you moved to London and like you moved to the UK, everything, there's been quite a lot of elements that have caused you a lot of struggle. And would you say that you've persevered through like hate from other people and hateful messages from like maybe on social media and stuff like that?
Definitely. I think, of course, there are some racist kind of messages, especially during COVID. Everybody knows, for Chinese people at the time, uh, it's difficult. Even me walking on the street or in a pub, there will be people just coming to me and saying, like, you're not supposed to be in this country right now. I was already British. I became British many years ago. So I think there's definitely a lot of racism around, and also I think discrimination on my neurodivergence, and also me myself being gay as well. It's, I think, I never kind of hide my identity as being gay, and sometimes even after I deliver all of my kind of diversity messages in a school tour, sometimes I still get these messages on TikTok from some students saying, he's gay, right? That kind of messages, which to me, I just felt like it's really unnecessary. And, like I think it's really cool that people are different, and we just need to support each other and accept the difference in everyone. And only this, we can build a better future for our community. I think, a lot of time, even it's not just about the race, you just being a little bit different, even with your accent or something, we all kind of encounter this kind of discrimination from other people. So I think, it's really, really important that we don't just judge someone by one part of them. It's really important that we kind of see the full picture of someone, and then really kind of also try to kind of learn about other culture, try different food, even listening to music that's not just in English. There's K-pop, J-pop, Mandarin pop. I think it's time for us just to open ourselves up to other cultures, and I think that would definitely make us much more a better person, and also a better future community for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree. And I think
Mm.
what you do and how you speak out is such a wonderful thing, especially in today's society. And I think that while social media obviously brings about a lot of hate, it's also really important to focus on the positives. And so how would you say that social media has helped you to like enhance your career in any ways? And like how important do you think it is as like a platform for rising artists for like expressing themselves and getting themselves out there?
I think definitely social media has more pros than cons, and for me, it has been so helpful to kind of deliver my message to more people, getting my music heard to more people. And it's so heartwarming that I receive messages from fans saying that I made them feel cool to be different. And there are even people saying that they were going through a mental breakdown and listening to my music let them be able to kind of had a good cry, and after that they just feel so much better. So I think social media definitely amplified all these, healing powers that I'm trying to give out. I was able to heal more people through my music, and which is really, really important to me. And yeah, so I really love that.
Yeah, definitely. And
Mm.
then because you're so like passionate about your music and the message behind it, how important was it to you when coming into the industry? How important was it to find like-minded people who want to produce who wanted to produce, sorry, the same type of music that you were looking to produce and the message that you were trying to share?
I think it wasn't too difficult for me because I guess I was very lucky at the beginning. I had this support from Ron House, and then I was able to connect with so many great writers and producers. And even at the time during my residency, I performed with Imogen Heap, Jamie Cullum, and I even supported Edwin Collins at his show at the main stage of Run House. So through that, I kind of yeah made so many great connections with industries in the UK. And all the writers I met, they were so great as well, especially how accepting they are to my music, my sound, which is sometimes could be quite different to, what's popular in the UK. And us working together really kind of brings something different to the music industry. And especially a lot of number ones that I have like wrote for East Asia, they were actually co-written with some British writers over here. So I was also really happy that I was able to provide more opportunities for the writers here in the UK as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And so how would you, if you had any advice for anyone looking, any young people or any students looking to break into the music industry, what
Mhm.
would that be for you?
I think definitely believe in yourself and keep on writing music. Writing is a big part of it. Even if you're trying to be an artist, I think writing is so important. And then even if you haven't started writing, I think do a lot of, cover songs and just kind of keep on practicing and put your media videos online, make them heard and learn about other artists who are already successful and see what's making them successful. And maybe at the beginning, it's just easily just doing what they are doing, and then you can slowly kind of find your own identity and find your own way of kind of getting more followers and things like that. Yeah, I think just have this kind of determination is so important, but also at the same time, just to um, uh, keep that in mind that this is a super competitive industry, and you have to work maybe 10 times or even more harder than working in an office or wherever to be more successful. Because there are so many people, are also working on the same thing, and music is, such a common interest to so many people. So I think what if you want to be successful in the music industry, you not just have to love music, you also have to even work so hard sometimes that made you hate. At times you would be like hating writing this song, but you have to write it because this is just one of the step to kind of really reach where you want to be. So I think you really have to just work so hard to, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that'll resonate with a lot of people. And I think that's a really good um piece of advice for people.
Thank you.
And like so as we've already touched on, you face struggles. Like as you've said, it's a very competitive industry. There's always going to be struggles for
Mhm.
people looking to break into that industry. But what would you say has been your biggest challenge so far?
Mm, I think my biggest challenge definitely, I think it's very interesting. My biggest challenge definitely would be me being autistic, because in the music industry, reading between the lines and knowing what's going on in the air is reading the air. Reading the room is so important, especially in writing sessions and everything. So I think that's definitely a big struggle to me, and also like communicating with uh, with people from the record labels sometimes is a bit of like an issue to me, and they can be just so cutthroat and just kind of be so direct with me. But that's also what made me learn. But at the same time, my biggest breakthrough in my music career was also because of my autism. Because I remember in 2020, that there was a Netflix series they were kind of producing at the time in Taiwan. It's called The Victim's Game, and it's about an autistic father and his estranged daughter. And then at the time, they were looking for songs for the series. Um, and then I just felt so connected with the script. And then I was so inspired, and I wrote a lot of songs and just submitted them to the label. And ended up, most of my songs become the soundtrack of the TV series. And because of my connection, um, I think the producer must have heard that through my voice, that they decided even to use my voice as they decided to let me to sing the song, which doesn't happen to me ever because it's always these mega superstars who end up singing the song, although I was singing the demo. So yeah, so that became my kind of first kind of uh, original release in East Asia through a major label, which is called White Horse. And that kind of made so many more people heard my voice and know about Shao Hao. So it's very interesting that although that's my biggest struggle, but at the same time, that's also my biggest breakthrough because of that. So that's why I think I really want people to believe in themselves, and also that, even if you have some flaws, but sometimes that could also make you unique, and that could be your strengths compared to other people. I think, I believe that the life is fair, and opportunity will come to you as long as you work hard and as long as you believe in yourself. So I think it's so important to believe in yourself and your identity. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. I love that you even turn your challenges into these positive things. I love it.
Yeah, I think I didn't expect that neither, but it was just became one of these great things happened in my life. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's so important, and it's so great that I was able to share that story, to
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah. So we're coming to the end now. So finally, I just
yeah.
wanted to finish off by asking you, what are you working on right now, and like, what can we expect from you in the future?
Definitely. So at the moment, I'm actually working on my next single, which is going to be a Christmas song. I am recording a 2025 version of Walking in the Air, which will be released for this Christmas. And it's a completely new arrangement, a remake of this, nostalgic classic. And I even in the progress of like making an animation kind of shot for the new Walking in the Air as well. So hopefully people will enjoy that during the Christmas. And next year, I'm planning on definitely my first English EP, which is called SH17, which is a time travel code for me to go back to my youth. And then it's almost me trying to use this music to heal my younger self and also all the young people out there right now. So it's going to be really exciting and hopefully, yeah, I can have more people, hear my voice through
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You've got some really exciting things coming up then.
Thank
So I can't wait to see more from you. But that is the end for today. So it's been a real
you.
pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much
Me
for coming
too. Thank you.
on.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. That's been so fun. I've really loved that conversation.